Hello, I'm Juan Davies, Chief Creative Officer at KCET and PBS SoCal, and I am joined by the newsroom of KPCC and LAist on a daily reporter roundup. It's good to see you again, Adolfo.
Glad to be with you, Juan.
And today we have two stories about what happened to you when you were covering an anti-police brutality protest in Long Beach when you were hit by a projectile fired by a police officer. Aaron has been covering the Long Beach Police Department's investigation into what happened that afternoon.
Yeah, so we met with Long Beach Police Chief Robert Luna, and Adolfo and I were both in this meeting. And he told us he believed Adolfo was hit by a ricocheted 40mm foam round. So the foam round that bounced off a surface or another person possibly. This was not captured on video. And he also said he's not sure which of two officers who fired their launchers at basically the same time, which of those officers' round would have hit Adolfo. I spoke to doctors and police use of force experts who said this explanation seems plausible. It's consistent with the injuries that Adolfo suffered. But they also reminded me that, the officers fired these weapons towards a crowd and they are known to ricochet. One doctor told me that injuries like Adolfo's are entirely predictable.
Adolfo, you say being hurt has you thinking a lot about when police use force and how it affects the person who gets hurt.
I wrote a first-person essay for LAist.com about the physical impact, going to the ER after I was injured, the challenges of workers' comp, as well as the emotional impact, wondering why I was injured by police while doing my job. And add to that, receiving a lot of texts, messages, and comments from friends and colleagues and listeners. At one point, there were so many that I was feeling like I was listening to my own eulogy. But the essay is not just about me. Long Beach Police said that they rarely spend this much time investigating a less than lethal use of force incident like mine. So I hope that Aaron's reporting and my essay, the police findings, really speak to other people hurt that weekend by police use of force. And it's pretty clear that my injury could have been a lot worse. And I feel very lucky to have my voice so I can continue to report and ask questions.
LA has the latest on what California hospitals are doing to handle what is becoming an increasingly problematic surge in COVID-19 patients.
Yeah, so hospital officials in California say they're facing a number of challenges right now as we're seeing the number of hospitalizations from COVID-19 reach all-time highs in the state. And LA County officials announced that for 4 days in a row, more than 2,200 people were hospitalized. Now, hospitals have the ability, if they need, to increase the number of beds in their buildings. But it's not so much the physical beds or space that officials are worried about. It's about having enough staff to support those beds. Last week, the U.S. Air Force had to send medical support teams to several hospitals in California, including Eisenhower Medical Center in Riverside County. The California Hospital Association says it's looking into ways into tapping into other staffing resources, including the military and the California Health Corps.
And finally, John took a look at a steep rise in unemployment for people who work in the arts.
The pandemic has obviously driven many Californians into unemployment, and a lot of those who have lost their jobs are artists or people who work in the entertainment industry. So think about it. Movie and film production is at a complete standstill. Concert halls are dark. Theaters are padlocked, and it's not as if art galleries are hosting openings right now. So it's probably not a surprise that almost 250,000 Californians who work in entertainment and the arts have filed for unemployment so far this year. And according to official state numbers, most of those people work in Los Angeles County. 70,000 of the jobless claims come from LA. And it's clear the pandemic is to blame. In early March, only a few hundred arts workers statewide filed for benefits. By the end of the month, in March, that number had grown to almost 50,000. And even though the state's overall jobless numbers have been trending down, initial claims from artists and people who work in the entertainment industry are actually going up.
Well, thank you so much at the KPCC and LAist newsroom. Take care of yourself, your health, your neighbor, and we will see you tomorrow.